Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely important topic for USMLE, PLAB, NEET PG, and FMGE exams for the year 2024, that is dose calculation. So, I'll be starting off with telling you about posology. Let us first try and understand what posology actually means. Basically, it is derived from this word posos, which means how much. How much? Okay, clear so far? Great. And logos, which basically means study. So if I were to describe to you what posology exactly is, it is a branch which is related with study of dose or quantity of drugs. Study of dose or quantity of drugs that can be administered to a patient to get a desired response. That is our main aim and objective, to get a desired response. That is the pharmacological action of a drug. Clear so far? Great. Any doubts? Please feel free to ask. Now continuing the discussion further, that why is posology most important? So it is most important for five conditions. Five important conditions. The first one is for pediatric age group, that is in the children, neonates, fetus, okay, pediatric patients. Then it is important in the adult patients who have a body weight of less than 70 kg. Then it is very important, extremely important in the elderly, or also known as the geriatric population or the geriatric age group. Then it's important in the drugs which are used by intravenous route. Drugs used by the intravenous route. And last but not the least, it is extremely important with drugs with narrow safety margin. I'm sure all of you are well acquainted with the drugs which have a very narrow safety margin. Would sincerely appreciate if anyone of you could please mention the drugs which have a narrow safety margin in the YouTube comment section. Now moving our discussion further to metrology. Metrology, basically it is a science, studies of weights and measures. So basically here what we are basically concerned about is a metric prefix. A metric prefix which is basically used as it is used before. Pre means before, like suffix and prefix. I'll just explain the difference to all of you. Suffix is something which is added at the end, like this is the word. Before it, it is a prefix. After it, that is a suffix. Clear so far? Great. So matrix prefix, this basically indicates, what does matrix prefix indicate? Suffix, like monoclonal antibodies have the suffix map at the end, like you have this monoclonal antibody by the name of rituximab, which is a chimeric. XI stands for chimeric, made from a combination of human and mouse. MAB, three letters indicating this is a suffix, monoclonal antibody. So this is matrix prefix. Now talking about the prefix, it basically indicates a multiple or fraction. Multiple or fraction of a unit. Multiple or fraction of a unit. This will become more clear with an example, like each prefix has a unique symbol. Like you must have heard this prefix kilo. Kilo or kilo. Okay, this basically prefix kilo means 1000. When it is used before gram, like this is gram, if it is used before gram, like 1000. Clear? Now see, this is gram and 1000 is used as a matrix prefix, that is it is before gram. So prefix kilo means 1000. When used before gram, it becomes 1000 grams. So it's but obvious that 1 kg is equal to 1000 grams, that is prefix. Clear? So now prefix milli, it is another very important prefix by the name of milli. Milliliter, millimeter. This basically means 1 by 1000, like kg. Milli is 1 upon 1000. Used before gram, it becomes by 1 to 1000 grams. That is 1 milligram is equal to 1 is to 1000 grams. Clear so far? Any doubt? Please feel free to ask. Now talking about one very important scale, that is the metric prefix scale. If you understand this, the whole concept of this matrix prefix thing will be crystal clear to all of you. First of all, we first draw a scale. Okay, this is the scale. So starting from this end, if it is 10 to the power of 12, this is known as tera. Like you all use hard disks in your computers, they are 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte. Now is the era of terabyte. So that is 10 to the power of 12. Okay. Now suppose it is 10 to the power of 9. Then it becomes giga. Clear so far? Giga. Gigabytes and terabytes. Okay. Now we come further down the line. We come to 10 to the power of 6. It becomes mega. Mega means M. Okay. And 10 to the power of 3 becomes kilo. Clear so far? So finished with that, and now we'll be moving on to the other spectrum. Clear? Like 10 to the power 3, now we come to 10 to the power 0. 10 to the power of 0, everyone knows that is equal to 1. Then we'll be moving on to 10 to the power minus 2. Or better, if we start with deci, 10 to the power minus 1, that is called deci, deciliter, okay, decimeter, deci. Then we move ahead to 10 to the power minus 2. This becomes centi. Don't be sentimental. Okay, listening to this, don't get sentimental and all. Don't become centi. Okay, no need to become centi. It's just centimeter. Okay, so centi denoted by C. If the alphabet M comes, it becomes centimeter. Clear so far? Then moving on to milli, like millimeter, milliliter. This is denoted by 10 to the power minus 3. Then moving on to 10 to the power minus 6, which is micro. Then moving on further down the line, we get 10 to the power minus 9, which becomes nano. Tata Nano, a car made by Ratan Tata sir. Okay, nano. And finally, that is out of question, just but for the sake of knowledge, 10 to the power minus 2, which is pico, denoted by P. So this is the metric prefix scale. I'm sure you all have understood this concept. Any doubts, please feel free to ask me. Then talking about measures of mass. Measures of mass or weight are 1 kg equal to 1000 grams, which is equal to 2.2 pounds, also known as LB. We are talking about measures of mass. Okay, then talking about 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligrams. Clear so far? Great, excellent. And 1 milligram is equal to 1000 microgram, or you can also call it that microgram, like this also it can be said. The last unit here is 1 grain, which is equal to 0.065 gram or 65 milligram. Just multiplying this by 1000. Clear? If you multiply 0.065 by 1000, you get 65 milligram. You know, this decimal is removed and all that. Maths. Then talking about the measures of capacity. Various measures of capacity. Okay, so here the first one is 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Okay, this is the first measure of capacity. The second one is 1 milliliter is equal to 1000 microliter. Basic stuff, very important, and people tend to forget this. 1 ounce by volume is equal to 30 ml. Then 1 pint is equal to 500 ml. Then 1 quart is equal to 1000 ml. finally ending this with 1 minim, which is equal to 1 drop. 1 minim is equal to 1 drop. Clear so far? Now talking about some household measures, like in every household we have this, be it India, US, UK, anywhere throughout the world, it's quite common. Some household measures like average, just taking the average because it's a very rough figure, therefore the average, like you have heard this very commonly, 1 teaspoonful, 1 TSF is equal to 5 milli, like 1 teaspoonful for syrup for children, pediatric doses we use this. Then 1 dessert spoonful is basically nothing but 10 milliliters. Then one table spoonful is 15 milliliters. Okay, just thrice of this. Okay, just multiply it by 3, you get this. Clear? Then talking about 1 cup. 1 cup is basically equal to 150 milliliters. 1 glass is equal to 250 milliliters, which is equal to 8 ounces. Tell me what is 1 ounce in the comment section. Waiting for your comments. Okay. Then 1 drop of water. This is a favorite question in MCQs, USMLE, PLAB, NEET, PG, or for that matter, foreign medical graduate entrance exams. It's 0.05 milliliter, or can be also equal to 50 microliter. How come? You just multiply this by 1000 and then you get this. You remove the decimal, 10 more here. Clear concept? Great. Then last but not the least, what is 1 milliliter of water? Like this is one of the favorite questions. So 1 milliliter of water is equal to 15 drops. Clear? Then talking about a brand new concept for all of you, which is an absolute must to know, that is percentage solution. Percentage solution, if it is asked to define, this is the solution concentration expressed as a percent. Expressed in the definition of percentage solution is solution concentration expressed as percentage. First and the most important is weight in weight. This is basically used for solids in solids, like powders and ointments. Okay, so basically what we mean here, 1% weight by weight means 1 part of solid is mixed with 99 grams of another solid. Okay, this makes basically 1 part in 100 parts of the finished product, like 1 gram in 100 gram. Now I'll elaborate this and make it easier for you people with an example, beautiful example. Sulfur ointment used to be, we used it for scabies, but nowadays we don't use it that much. But when it was used in 1% sulfur ointment, this basically means it contains 1 gram of sulfur in 100 gram of ointment. Clear so far? Great. Now talking about the second parameter, that is weight to volume in weight. Weight to volume in weight. Not talking about the weights right now. This is used also for solids. Used for solids and liquid. First for solid in solid, this is solid in liquid. That can also be powder or ointment. So here 1% weight by volume in weight, it basically means 1 part of solid, that is solute, which is basically dissolved in liquid. Solvent. Solute and solvent, all concepts are well known. To prepare 100 parts by volume of a solution. 100 parts by volume of a solution. For example, 1 gram in 100 ml. Okay, now I want to ask a fascinating question. I've told you the drug of choice in anaphylactic shock is adrenaline. 1:1000 adrenaline is given in anaphylactic shock, whether subcutaneous or intramuscular route. What does it actually mean? Tell me in the comment section. If you have understood it, you will be able to answer it. Then talking about the International System of Units, also known as the IS of units, International System of Units. This basically uses, number one, it uses kg for measurement of mass or weight. For measuring mass or weight, we use kg, kilograms. Then it uses meter for the measurement of length. All of you are well aware of this. Third and the most important is here. Third and the most important here is mole. That is to measure the excuse me, to measure amount per volume of a substance. Amount per volume of a substance. This particular entity is known as, to measure amount or volume of a substance, this particular entity is known as a mole. So mole is basically defined as the amount of a chemical substance. This is a very important definition for all of you. Amount of a chemical substance of which its weight in grams equals to its molecular weight. Okay, so the solution concentration is basically expressed as moles per liter. It can be expressed as millimoles per liter, also it can be expressed as micromole per liter. Okay, it can also be expressed as equivalent, like milli equivalents per liter. Clear so far? Great. Now talking about the third and the final percentage in solution, percentage solution pair, that is volume in volume. This is used for liquids in liquids like powders or ointments. Here 1% volume in volume means 1 part by volume of a liquid dissolved in another liquid, to prepare 100 parts by volume of a solution. Clear so far? Great. Now proceeding for an excellent example, like 1 ml of a liquid in 100 ml of solution. This is basically 1 ml in 100 ml or 10 ml. If you write 1 ml in 100 ml, it can also be written as 10 ml in 1 liter. Just multiplying this by 10 and multiplying this by 10, 1000 ml is equal to 1 liter, so 10 ml per liter. Clear so far? Great. Now, last question for all of you. This is a question for all of you. I'm waiting in the YouTube comment section. First question: how many milligrams are there in 1 gram of neomycin? I want the answers to all of them. I'm sure you have understood it, then you will be able to tell me all of this. Question number 2: how many microgram are there in 0.0125 milligram of digoxin? Pretty simple. Yeah, I know, that's why I'm asking you. Great. Third, you have to calculate the initial dose of chloroquine (10 milligram per kg) that is required for an adult patient for an adult patient weighing 60 kg. Great, excellent. So now tell me the answer to all these questions and I'll see you in the next episode. Till that time, Karun Kumar signing off. Bye.